Good afternoon, everyone. I am thrilled to welcome you to our webinar. This year, the theme is Empowering Changemakers, the role students can play in shaping sustainable urban futures. First of all, I want to thank you for taking the time to join us today. Your presence indicates a keen interest in the field of smart cities, and it's always a pleasure for us to witness such enthusiasm. The main objectives of the webinar are to showcase the role students can play in driving urban sustainability initiatives and to highlight the opportunities for them to develop citizenship and leadership skills in the MSc Engineers for Smart Cities program at Université Côte. By hearing from our esteemed guests and academic team, we aim to inspire you, our future students who are considering a career in this field. We also want you to have a clear understanding of the program's focus and its relevance to address urban sustainability challenges. Now, let me introduce our speakers. Matteo Caglioni, Associate Professor in Geography and Urban Planning at Université Côte and Director of the MSc Engineers for Smart Cities.
Yeah. Hello, everybody.
Arianna Calza, Curriculum Coordinator of the MSc Engineers for Smart Cities.
Hello.
Natalia Timus, Project Manager for International Learning Experiences at Université Côte.
Hello.
Speakers joining us online, Joanne Doré, Mobility Studies and Project Manager at Roads and Mobility Infrastructures Unit of the Alpes-Maritimes.
Hello.
Amarnath Gnanavel, current student and civil engineer.
Hello.
And myself, Sarah Sebir, International Admissions and Student Affairs Manager. The webinar sequence will consist of a 40-minute discussion followed by 20 minutes of a QA session. We strongly encourage your active participation by asking questions in the chat. You can ask your question in the chat during the discussions, and we will address as many as possible during the QA segment. For information, if we run out of time to answer all the questions, we will post the remaining ones on our website, mscsmartcities.imred.fr. I am pleased to hand over the floor to Arianna Calza. With her extensive experience in managing the program, she is ideally suited to kick off our discussion.
Thank you, Sarah, and hello, everyone. I'm very pleased to open the discussion and also grateful that our colleagues, partners, and students decided and accepted to join at the webinar today and to share their experiences in working for this academic year with us. So we've learned that over 70 people have registered to attend the webinar today, so it's an impressive amount of people, so I'm very happy. Your attendance underscores the shared interest in our MSc Engineers for Smart Cities, but also the shared commitment that we have towards more sustainable urban futures and the vital role that education can play in achieving this goal. Today, the topic of today's webinar is not only a topic of discussion, but it's a crucial element of our educational philosophy at Université Côte. Our academic team has chosen this particular topic, empowering change makers, because we firmly believe that students can and should have an active role to play in contributing to smarter and more sustainable cities and territories. That is why the learning goals of the MSc Engineers for Smart Cities are deeply intertwined with the principles of sustainability and innovation. The study modules we offer are a diverse array of smart city interdisciplinary subjects aimed at looking at the city from a 360 degrees. So having very much interdisciplinary educational program, and having and focusing on different disciplines that are open to different subjects, but also different expertise and different career plans, because we believe that cities are not only shaped by one discipline or one type of person or by only engineers, even if the title of our MSc program is called Engineers for Smart Cities. But we do believe that every one of us has an engineering power. So an engineering to create, to imagine, and to foster urban, let's say, more desirable urban futures. So we diving into the study program, we have topics and disciplines like energy transitions and energy communities, enabling collective and citizen-driven actions, smart mobility and transportation, enabling a future of active, shared, just, inclusive mobility. That's what we aim to. Citizen-centered urban design, so through local applications of, for example, the 15-minute city concept, but also just streets projects like Streets for Children applications and actions that we carry out. And also data-driven geodesign, which derives from a mix of geography, architecture, urban planning, and civil engineering. So mixing up different disciplines and different expertise from students and future career perspectives. But also because like economics and business is also at the core of the module. So we try to let's say shape and transition towards new business models based on the donut economic frameworks, for example, and imagine more sustainable let's say future and business models. So we strive to cultivate a mindset for our students, a mindset of innovation and responsibility. So encouraging our students to think critically and act decisively. That is why the academic curriculum includes not only taught lectures, but also seminars with international experts and businesses, on-site visits, and hands-on integrated projects. It is very important to us that our students are able to experience and learn from experts, local actors especially, and learning about the local development that are like happening in Nice, but also in the territory of the Alpes-Maritimes and in the region. And also understanding the challenge that are faced by the local community, including the local authorities, but also the local businesses and industries and the civil society, and how we can overcome and see all these challenges. So we want to empower students to take initiative, to experiment with new ideas, and to collaborate across disciplines to create cities that are not only smart, but also inclusive and sustainable. What students experience with us can later be applied in their own countries, in their own communities. So it's not about Nice, but it's just learning, like, let's say, methodologies and new ideas and new imaginations, imagine futures, and that can actually be applied and spread all around the world. This theme is also a call to action. I would say it's a reminder that the work we do today in educating training the young professionals has a lasting impact on the world of tomorrow. We believe that every student has the potential to contribute meaningfully to the creation of resilient and sustainable urban environments. And it is our mission, the mission of Université Côte d'Azur and the MSc Engineers for Smart Cities, to provide students with the tools and opportunities to do so. So let's dive into the webinar and the discussion, and let's listen to our invited guests.
Thank you, Arianna. Matteo, the first question is for you. How can students contribute to the transition towards smart cities?
Yeah, thank you, Sarah. As director of this master program, I'm proud to share with you how our students are qualified to help cities transition into smart cities. Our program equips our students with the skill, the knowledge, the practical experience needed to drive this transformation. For example, our students are trained to discover the power of data, of course, by collecting, analyzing, interpreting urban data, and they can provide insights to better inform decision makers. Our students learn how to design and implement smart infrastructure, for example. They can develop and deploy IoT sensor and devices, and monitor and manage city service in real times. Sustainability also is a cornerstone of our program. So our students are equipped to integrate green technology and practices into urban development. Our students also are encouraged during the semester to develop new technologies and business models that address different urban challenges. Moreover, smart city require a collaborative approach, as Arianna said, across different disciplines. And we prepare students to work efficiently together with engineers, architects, urban planner, IT professionals, and policymakers. And this collaboration is a key to developing comprehensive solution that impact all aspects of urban life. And finally, through study cases and international benchmarks, our students are exposed to the best practices from smart city around the world. And they can adapt and implement these successful strategies into local context. And this is helpful to ensure that the city can benefit from proven solutions and innovative ideas that come from all over the world.
Thank you, Matteo. Now let's give the floor to our guest. Natalia, this year, the International Relations Department and the Engagement Center have launched a new short course titled Sustainable Global Leadership and Citizenship Certificate. Could you provide insight into this course and explain its significance for students at Université Côte d'Azur?
Sure. First of all, thank you for inviting me to be part of this webinar. And I'm representing the International Relations Department, but it is also a pleasure to be here today with the Smart Cities team, who is one of the most innovative and also open to innovate from the pedagogical point of view, and who participated this year for the first time in our pilot project on sustainable global leadership and citizenship. So the main goal of this extracurricular certificate was to address the pressing need of developing what we call global competence for all. Whether students can travel abroad or not, we wanted to provide a global perspective and increase awareness of students about global challenges and allow them to develop this competence at home without traveling in the case of University of Côte d'Azur students. I'm sorry. So how exactly did we do it? We found an interesting venue for that through the collaboration of our International Relations Department and the Engagement Center, which is an extra curricular training facility at our university. And it was a pleasure for me to launch this inter-university certificate, which has been co-created and co-taught by two universities, University of Côte d'Azur and North Carolina State University from the United States. So this inter-university collaboration allowed us to create a mixed group with more or less an equal number of American students and UNICA students. And we had aimed at our international master programs, or what we call Master EDEX, of which Master Smart City is part of. What we did exactly, we used the Sustainable Development Goals as a framework, as a pedagogical framework to promote interdisciplinary learning. So we had an open call for students from different backgrounds, but one common requirement was their interest in sustainability and their motivation to learn more about sustainable development goals. So after selecting a group of 26 students this year, we started with an online part that used collaborative online learning, or COIL in short, as a pedagogical method. So students from both continents started to get to know each other online. They were invited to work first individually and then collaboratively in small groups online. And this online part has allowed a certain degree of flexibility because even if there were some holidays in the US that started earlier than here in France, we were able actually to adapt to students' schedules. And not to forget that this is an extracurricular module, we were very mindful of not putting too much pressure or workload on students during those periods of time. And then after 1.5 months of online part, from mid-December until beginning of February, we met online for a 2-week intensive training at University of Côte d'Azur, and American students came here. The 2 weeks provided us an immersive learning experience using community-based learning, but also using the innovative challenge-based learning as an approach. So what we did is that we teamed up with various local stakeholders, as Arianna was mentioning. We are talking about governmental authorities, business, civil society, with the purpose of identifying key and real-life sustainability-related challenges, including urban sustainability challenges. And we asked some of our local stakeholders to come to us in classrooms and provide a more in-depth presentation of their projects, of the practices, sustainability practices. And sometimes we went to visit them. So we had field trips and we have in-class activities. And we also had some more traditional, we do not call it lectures, but some more traditional sessions, morning sessions during the first week in class, where we gave the basis on what is global citizenship, what is global leadership, and what exactly we aim to develop and how exactly this is reflected in practice. So after that, we had a very positive, actually, feedback, both from students and coordinators. One of the things that they mentioned is that this immersive experience really allowed them to engage with real-life projects and problems that might be local, but they had a global impact. So this local aspect that we usually call nowadays as one of the important aspects was very well addressed. And one of the most important things is that apart from developing global citizenship and global leadership skills, students have also developed strong intercultural skills with the collaboration with American students. So the second question.
Yes, yes, for Natalia. So what makes leadership and citizenship competencies important when tackling urban sustainability challenges?
So I would like to link it to what Arianna was saying earlier, so that you see exactly how it also relates to MSc Smart Cities program. The purpose of this program, as you could hear from Matteo and Arianna, is to develop a mindset of innovation, but also social responsibility. Well, these two are directly linked also to the program that we have designed and implemented this year. And that is why we teamed up very nicely with MSc Smart Cities. This is what connects us. How exactly global leadership and global citizenship skills help? Well, you might realize that each of us uses these two roles on a daily basis. Sometimes we as individuals, we act as citizens and we have to take decisions based on our individual needs, family needs, community needs as citizens, and take action and volunteer to give away some of our time or take an initiative and boycott something or boycott something by using our wallet as a mechanism of approving or disapproving, for example, an organic product or a fair trade product. When we talk about urban sustainability, we can do the same. So by getting to know and to develop these global citizenship skills, knowing how you can use your power as a citizen in order to address and engage with urban sustainability challenges, you become an active actor and you become one of the drivers of the change, not just somebody who is a passive actor or part of it. And of course, global leadership skills, they are a must if we want to innovate and if we want to be among the ones who drive the change. And they might seem to be general skills, but they are very important and related for urban sustainability challenges.
Thank you, Natalia. Arianna, in what ways does the program foster the development of the leadership and citizenship skills among students?
Well, I think I will be very much relating to what Natalia has just been answering, and I think it very much fits into the program. I just want to anticipate. The thing is, my answer just saying that it just didn't happen like that overnight. It's the MSc Engineers for program has been running for 8 years now. And I think 8 years back, we had a very different approach. It was, innovation and smartness and technology. Technology would have saved the world. And we firmly believed, or let's say, we hoped, we hoped for that. But I think things have evolved in a different way. And I think what we read in the news these days, I think they're eye-opening. And we could not go ahead, let's say, continue the same path without questioning ourselves and the educational program, first of all. So we went through lots of internal discussions and seeing how we could reshape the program, but especially trying to give let's say, a sense of why you're learning today, why we're learning, why we're teaching today, what can universities do today, and what is the role of universities, and how much we can build up not only, let's say, prepared students, but also citizens, engaged citizens that are willing to contribute to a sustainable future, or to live in better cities or more desirable cities, no matter if it's in Nice, in Mumbai, wherever. I think all over the world, it's a global challenge, as Natalia was saying. So more and more of the contents of the seminars, of the lectures, and also of the, let's say, extracurricular or even the intracurriculum, but not in class activities, are very much based on that. First of all, on learning, who are we dealing with? So what is the territory about? So learning about where we are, first of all, what are the challenges that the local city or the territory is facing here in France, which is later on, declined and adaptable to your specific local cases. But then understanding what the challenges are for the local government, but also the businesses, and how we can somehow, entering into that, shape them as to change from a mindset of business as usual, and maybe trying to, let's say, instill new kind of ideas and new possible futures. So just coming to the, sorry, I go over, but coming into the educational program, so we still keep our top lectures. So then we integrate not only the technology then, so we combine it with social, economic, and environmental considerations as well. And this encourages students to think about the broader impact of their work on society. And the holistic approach that we have ensure that students understand their responsibility as citizens again. We equip the lectures in class with study trips and field trips, on-site visits, really, again, to go outside and to learn what the community is doing, who they are, what they do, what are the challenges that they face. And this also helps students to actively participate in the organization of this, because students are the ones that are telling us, okay, I would like to know more about this sector or that sector. And when we organize, for example, a study trip, it's students that are actually helping us in understanding, for example, the city that we're going to visit, and see who are the local actors and who we could learn from, to bring ideas that can be brought back to Nice, but also could be taken as an example, to compare strategies, for example. So, and through this, students not only, let's say, develop what we call transferable skills, communications and effective communication, team building and conflict resolution, but also leadership, because they are the first one in the first line. So they go, they contact people, and they are able to make their point through, and to very much understand what is the local situation about. Let's say what we found also very, very important, and when students come from abroad, sometimes it's very difficult to understand how to adapt your profile to the local market, so the job market. And so we provide career development workshops and networking opportunities, so students can understand what is who is coming in and out of IMREDD. Us as an institute of innovation and partnerships, we often organize events on smart city disciplines and issues, and students are very much invited to participate, to attend, and to connect with leaders and experts in the field, local leaders especially, but also providing a networking opportunities also, to for them to envisage a possible career in France or elsewhere. And then we started, I think this year very much with collaborative learning environments and experiences through the Citizen and Leadership, Global Citizen and Leadership Certificate, thanks to Natalia and the collaborations, that students actually are not only sharing cultural differences, but also they're learning also on, on sharing ideas, on having different ideas, on addressing a challenge from this different perspective, depending on the cultural background, for example. But also, and also work in teams, which is not always as easy, but we learn to. And this collaborative approach helps students to develop also interpersonal and leadership skills. And then for those of you that are very much into entrepreneurship and innovation, the Université Côte d'Azur also has a center for entrepreneurship that actually helps students, assist students to, in shaping your idea, in building up your idea, your business idea, and also the business models that go with it. So there is a strong center with very much strong leaders and mentors that actually help you with that. And then later, last but not least, and I think it's our core module, very, very much important, is the hands-on integrated projects, which are basically, we incorporate, as Natalia was saying, challenge-based learning and community-based learning. And we try to use, let's say, local challenges, local, let's say, projects that we have developed, with the local community, and to engage into activities and to learning what is happening, and involve collaborations, and then with the local governments and with NGOs, but also with businesses, for example, providing students with hands-on experience in addressing different urban challenges. I think that's it.
Thank you, Arianna. And Matteo, as mentioned by Arianna, one of the study models is fully dedicated to hands-on integrated project. Can you explain us what they are and give us more details?
Yeah, sure. So the hands-on integrated project module is one of the most dynamic and impactful component of our master program. The module is designed to provide students with practical experience, allowing them to apply theoretical knowledge and technical skills that they acquired in the other modules, for example. And some integrated project module is a comprehensive, one semester long initiative where students work in teams to tackle a specific urban challenge faced by city nowadays. This module integrates various aspects of smart city development. So, for example, including urban planning, transportation, energy, data analytics, technology implementation, sustainability practices, and policy considerations. At the beginning of the semester, the student choose a project from a list of urban challenges provided, depending by the year, by partners, cities, or government agency, or industry collaborators. Teams among the students are formed and based on student interests and different expertise, and for a balanced mix of skills inside the group. Based on their research and data analysis, the students design innovative or at least original solutions suited to the identified urban challenge. The students develop prototypes, models, or simulations to demonstrate the feasibility and potential impact of their solutions. At the end of the semester, students present their work and their project to a panel of experts, including faculty members like me and my colleague, industry partners, and the city officials. In my opinion, this hands-on integrated project module is maybe the most important module inside our master program, bringing the gap between academia and real world. It prepares our students to be effective, innovative, and also, and that's very important, responsible professionals. Ready to lead the transformation that we took before of urban environments into smarter, even more sustainable cities.
Thank you, Matteo. Now let's give the floor to our second guest, Johan. As a project manager of Roads and Mobility Infrastructure Unit of the Alpes-Maritimes, this year our student worked on 2 projects encouraging carpooling and cycling in the Alpes-Maritimes, and you were member of the supervisory team, by the way. What motivated your decision to engage in this partnership, and how would you describe this experience?
Thank you for inviting me, and thanks to all students for taking an interest in the MSc Engineer for Smart Cities at Université Côte d'Azur. I hope that my connection will be good enough from Brittany, where I actually am, under a sky not as sunny as French Riviera. The Alpes-Maritimes department, where I am project manager, covers all urban mobility planning in an urban region for more than 1 million inhabitants. Mobility planning requires detailed analysis of mobility data, such as carpooling and cycling, which were the subject of our practical cases in 2023-2024. The aims to compose a set of action allowing us to plan over the next 5 to 10 years to develop our mobility infrastructures and services. For this, the work and support of students from IMREDD Côte d'Azur University allows us to have a fresh look of data collection method, as well as a critical look at our infrastructures. With the return of your experience in the country you live in, and the country you have visited or crossed in your life. The experience we had this year with IMREDD was stimulating because it allows us to question our way and our methods of planning urban mobility. We had numerous discussions and work sessions with the student to concretely construct a carpooling plan for the department, including expected impact, annual cost per action, production schedule, and monitoring indicators, with a multitude of marketing ideas, especially this year, to develop carpooling in our region. We also built together diagnosis and solid action and communication plan to develop cycling in the Sofia Antipolis sector, our local Silicon Valley. Students have made visits to by bike to discover the infrastructures and make the actors of bike sector before working on a guidebook. All of these tools produced in collaboration with students who have a real use and not gathered dust on the shelf. We have injected a large part of the data and ideas proposed into our action plans.
Thank you. And can you tell us what are the benefits for the Alpes-Maritimes department overall of having students working on those real case projects?
The benefits of the Alpes-Maritimes departments are of having students working on real case projects are numerous and significant. First of all, the innovation and new solution, because students bring fresh and innovative perspectives. You're often working on the latest technologies and methodologies, so you can propose innovative solutions to local challenges. Second, this is strengthening local capacities. Real case projects allows you students to be trained directly according to the specific needs of our region, thus creating a pool of well-trained local talents ready to enter the local job market after their studies, if you desire, if it's your desire. And third, collaboration between institutions, it's important. Collaboration between universities and local authorities promotes an exchange of knowledge and resource, and thereby strengthening the ties between academia and the public sector. It's very, very important for our region. Fourth point, the sustainable development. By working on projects related to urban sustainabilities and ecological transition, you students directly contribute to the environmental goals of the department, helping to build more resilient and ecological cities like Nice. And the last point, it's the economic impact. Concretely, you work on projects who can lead to tangible improvement in the region, whether through resource optimization and infrastructure improvement. You contribute to local economic growth, finally. So in summary, youth students' engagement in real case projects provides a favorable framework for innovation, sustainable development, collaboration with the public institution, and to develop the economic and social fabric in Alpes-Maritimes. So we wish to continue the effort to develop a sustainable mobility action together for this next year.
Thank you, Joanne. Amarnath, you are a current student of the program with a background in civil engineering. And so this year you worked in the project with the Alpes-Maritimes department, so alongside Joanne team. Could you provide the context behind this project and explain why you opted for it?
Thank you, Sarah, for your introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. This year, my hands-on integrated project is focused about encouraging cycling in Sofia Antipolis region. As Sarah mentioned, we work along with the Alps Maritime Department. For this project, we formed a group of 4 students, all of us having different educational backgrounds. Our mentor during this project were Mr. Johan and Mrs. Arianna. Apart from them, actually, there are other IMREDD staffs who helped a lot during their coursework, which was very helpful for us to finish up the project work. The reason actually why I chose this project, I have multiple reasons to choose this. First thing is my interest towards sustainable transportation and urban planning, and how I can contribute positively towards local community. And the second reason why I choose for this project is my past experiences in multiple transportation projects such as Riyadh Metro Rail project and Chennai Metro Rail project, where I worked as a civil engineer for the construction of bicycling track along the cities. So that is another reason why I chose this project. And as Arianna mentioned earlier, in this coursework, actually, we have a field visit every year. So this year, we had the opportunity to go to Helsinki, Finland. There we met a cycling coordinator from Helsinki Environmental Division. He explained about the cycling infrastructure development in Finland. Finland is so hot, so harsh in climate. It's mostly in winter time, it's so difficult to live, but still people in Finland, they prefer to cycle in this climate. So that motivates me to choose this project, because in the previously I worked in Chennai and Riyadh Metro Rail projects, where the roads in those countries looks like very flat. But whereas in Sofia Antipolis, it's completely different. Here, the roads are mostly steep in nature. So this challenges me to how I can implement some innovative technology and what is the thing I can make to make more my bicycle in this area. So this is
What did you learn and what skills did you develop?
As Matthew mentioned earlier, this whole coursework is have different modules. So each coursework I learned something new, which is helpful for smart city for developing as a smart city. In that, actually, I like what I learned. What I learned the most is how a good marketing strategy can be used for promoting bicycling. And apart from that, how to use of AI and Internet of Things to collect data from internet and how effectively we can use for our project work. And apart from that, like many things, like each module explains me something different, like new things, which I can utilize for to make as a smart city. So apart from that, working with Mr. Johan and Mrs. Arianna actually gave me a lot of knowledge about how the urban transportation system works, especially in France and other European countries. They were the whole project, they were guiding us what to do and everything. So, and apart from that, working with my team with different educational background, like we shared the different knowledge and different ideas, what to do and how can we recommend a good action plan, in what way we can make a cycling project works in Sofia Antipolis region. Like, so these are the some of the skills I learned. And when talked about my interpersonal skills also, I developed a lot while doing this project work, like leadership skills, like then communication skills, and about teamwork, how to work in a team, decision making skills, and all the additional skills which I developed during this whole course project work. During this project work, I hope this will be helpful for my future career as well as my academic growth too.
Thank you. Thank you all for having the fascinating and insightful discussion. So now we can move on to the questions of the attendees. So we have one first question. A lot of thanks for this opportunity. Is it possible our students will get enough knowledge for sustainability in 6-month course? Work from different educational background, like engineering, businesses, etc. Because next 6 months is only for internship. That Arianna, you can answer.
I'm happy to answer. Well, let's say in knowledge, I think there is no end to knowledge. And I think 6 months, 1 year, 3 years, maybe will not be enough, maybe to learn everything about sustainability. But what as we know, the program is short. And it's very much concentrated over 6 months. And let's say it's actually through understanding the local challenges. So it's more of a project-based learning, or like of a challenge-based learning, so that you can actually apply, you can look for all the sustainability, let's say, knowledge that you know, that you want to learn from, and apply it to how to solve and tackle the challenge. So that's how we're somehow structuring the learning process. See, so we're not going to sit you down in the class and just telling you all about sustainability and how to apply sustainability in the different disciplines, but trying through projects, through meeting with leaders, or through meeting with local actors, and see what their challenges are, or projects, and what the challenges are, and see, okay, where does sustainability lie there, and how can we make it more sustainable? See, that's how the learning process.
Thank you. So the second question is regarding the tuition fees of the program. I can answer this one. So the tuition fees are 10,270 euro, and it's due on 3 installments. There's a first installment at the end of June, another one at the end of November, and another one at the end of January. So it's split into 3. Okay, so another question. How does the program facilitate networking opportunities with industry professionals?
Again, I'll take it on.
Yeah.
So, as I was saying, as I was mentioning before, where you see behind us, it's IMREDD, which is the Institute of Innovation and Partnerships of Université Côte d'Azur. And this is one of the, let's say, leading institutes where connections with the local community, with the industry, and with university are made. So we welcome, like, very often different delegations of visitors from around the world that come and visit basically what we do here. So and we do organize a lot of events, which some of them I have to admit, are organized in French. So knowledge of French is very much, let's say, I would say, pushed. And so we do that through French, like teaching like in intensive French courses, but also we really estimate that students that decide to join us, they push forward for their French language skills. And so this is the opportunities that are created. And as we have what's it called, a showroom, like a smart city innovation center, which provides real data on let's say city smart city initiatives tackling like different kind of areas on environment, mobility, energy, and risks and resilience. And so through this kind of data available for the community, then we have a lot of different delegations that come over, and they want to learn how we do things and what we do. And so very much willing also to organize events and seminars and conferences, international and local conferences. And that's how we, let's say, include students to participate. And so creating, let's say, this kind of networking opportunities. And so, and by also having a lot of, let's say, local actors that come and teach, or let's say that sit in seminars for our students, then this is also a way of networking. So then we get invited for field trips, for on-site visits, but also to different conferences and seminars that these actors are actually organizing in their premises. And so we are invited over. So there are different ways of doing that. And if I can just provide a little bit of information for how we intend to organize this for next year, is that we will be, let's say, we've been used to having study trips in other European countries and other European cities to see and to learn from their experiences. This year, what we learned is that maybe it's also very much important to understand how the local community is working, how the city of Nice and let's say the local government is working here, and the local industries are actually working here, and getting to know how the setup of the territory and the community. And so we, together with students, we will be organizing this kind of, let's say, on-site visits and going and see what the actors are doing and who they are. And this is like an immense opportunity for you to, to present yourselves and to sell yourself, and and to find maybe an internship later on, and why not a career also for the future.
Thank you. We have a question regarding our partnership in Marseille, so it will be the chance to develop, to provide insight on the program with the University of Marseille. Sure.
Of course. So first of all, it's not University of Marseille. It's called Centrale Méditerranée, which is one of the, let's say, high-end and what do you call it? Excellence schools, engineering schools in France. And we decided to partner up with them because, first of all, mainly for two reasons. First of all, to broaden up the action that we can have in the region, because before we were only focused on Nice, but having Marseille, which is the second largest and city in France, then it would be very much an opportunity to learn more from bigger cities, and also to open up the opportunities for you to find internship and also job opportunities, but also to provide those students from an academic point of view, or for an administrative point of view, also to provide, because we are a second year, master's program in France normally are over 2 years, and we cover just the second year here in Nice. But partnering up also with Centrale Méditerranée allows us to have a 2-year master's degree. So for those of you that are not eligible because they don't have a 4-year bachelor program, so then they can join in from the first year in Marseille, and then decide to join us in Nice for the second year, for example. So these are the opportunities. And Centrale Méditerranée, it's as I was saying, it's an engineering school, so focusing on engineering, but also opening up to international students. So it creates more, let's say, exchanges, and also having professors coming from this background that can actually join in the program and provide projects as well as internship opportunities, but also mentorship and participating in our final defenses and dissertation defenses, for example.
Thank you. The next question will be for you, Matteo. To Dr. Caglioni, could you maybe give an interesting example of the STEAM project that deals with urban challenges, and maybe tell a bit more about the working atmosphere at Université Côte d'Azur?
Yeah, sure. Probably two of the project that we did in some project module was already shown before, presented before by our colleague, Joan, and our student about carpooling, developing cycling in our department, Maritime. But to talk about other projects, for myself, I'm working in research laboratory from CNRS, which is the National Center of Scientific Research in France, and we actually have a big project, a big European project on 15-minute cities. So one of the projects this year was about this, followed by me and my colleague from the laboratory, and it was about to develop a 15-minute city, not only in the city center where everything is accessible in less than 50 minutes, but also in the periphery. So give to the periphery the possibility, the chance to get all services and have the same quality of life of the city center. We are hosted in IMREDD. IMREDD is an institute of partnership and innovation. So we are hosted in these beautiful buildings, and we can do project with the engineering that work here at IMREDD. For example, one of the past project was about using 3D printing, additive printing to develop coral reef, for example, which is really interesting because we can produce some type of coral reef to develop the coastal area and let the real coral to aggregate and develop more on the coastal area on this support. So the student design and study the shape of this new coral reef. Even the project about bees. So we develop a smart and original beehive for bees. And this is even made by some of our architects that design not buildings for humans, but buildings for bees. About atmosphere, we are the good things to be here at IMREDD is that we can meet professor, of course, but we can meet partnership partner from other institution or public institution or private institution, different companies. So we can discuss with them, and we can take a coffee with them, and we have access to the technological platform yet at IMREDD with 3D printing, additive printing, virtual reality, augmented reality. We have also a smart home. The smart home is a place where we can, it's a real house inside IMREDD, and where we can play and we can test new technology applied to the home. So this is what we can do here at IMREDD in our master program, and the type of project that we can do is very large, because depending on who proposed the project, if it's an academic project or an industrial project, or in partnership with public administration.
Thank you. I've seen, and thank you very much everyone for asking questions. I've seen several questions regarding either scholarship and internship. So I will just, gather them up and answer for everything. First one regarding the scholarship. So we do not provide scholarship for this program. However, there are some funding opportunities. The first one is the Student Ambassador Program, which is a wave of 2,000 euros on your yearly scholarship. And it's students who deal with all the communication of our program and also be an ambassador. And come with us with any international meeting regarding the quality of the program. And this is open and it's for every student. And then the academic team with Matteo and Arianna decide which one won this Student Ambassador Program. The other one is more related to the internships, as if you do your internship in France, there's a minimum of gratification available, which is around 500 to 600 euros. And also regarding the scholarship, you can have a look more on the Campus France related to your country, or any maybe European scholarship. Regarding the internship, at the beginning of the year, we, during the induction section, during the first week, we provide professional development advice, and that's during the whole year. It means that you have professional advice. We work on your resumes and cover letter, and we help you to target companies. So we do not search for internship for you. It's your responsibility to find an internship. However, we do provide professional advice so you can succeed in find a correct internship. The location of the internship can be either in France or in any country. It can be anywhere in the world. So, yeah. Is there another question I've seen there? What kind of support services are available for international students? Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I could take that. There is a special international office for students of Master edX programs with a staff that is devoted 100% only for international students of master programs. And on top of that, there is the International Relations Department of the university, of course, that has been very active recently in organizing various events like Erasmus Got Talent or other events for international students to meet and greet and network and also feel welcome and integrate within our student life and the campus life. So on top of that, I linked a bit with the scholarships and internships. There are plenty of student mobility opportunities and fundings available to go to various partner universities of NIS, which you are all eligible to apply for.
Thank you. I have one. Could you mention a couple of projects in which your graduates are currently participating, or maybe have participating, because we don't maybe know them all?
Projects meaning what kind of projects? In education projects, like we studied in the...
After the...
Or maybe after graduation.
After-
Well, to answer, because I've also seen questions regarding the careers. So our graduates usually can work on the private sector or public sector and also on the PhD. So it really covers the whole spheres.
Yeah.
And I really encourage, if you all have questions regarding the careers, we have two interesting webinars on our YouTube channel that cover the topic in a very large way. You will have intervention from our alumni and any questions regarding the job opportunities after graduating with the program. And also you can refer to our website, as there is a specific career with the details of the job descriptions and job titles you may have after graduating with the program.
And maybe to add on that, because I thought of some interesting project that our graduates are working on currently. For some of them, they're working in here with us in Nice, and here IMREDD, they're working on future habitat futures. So what is the future habitat? How we want to live and where we want to live, and so it's very much related, and this is also part of the study program. And then there is another student is working on the mobility setup, or the future mobility of the local district where we are, which is, let's say, the smart district of the city of Nice. So she's running different scenarios to see what are the traffic simulations to see how the district will develop in the future, which is not under construction yet. And then other students from very much back these years are working in, like, for example, in Paris. One is like now working as she's called Miss Bicycle. So she's Miss Bicycle for the Ile-de-France, so really for let's say for the city of Paris, so for the region of Paris. And so she's like driving all the different cycling infrastructures. And then others are working also on real estate development and urban planning of new areas also up in Paris, but scattered around France. Or like a student, for example, like a colleague of Arianna, who is been working on the cycling project, for example, with Joanna and myself. She has been, thanks to this project, this like in encouraging cycling in the Sophia Antipolis sector. She has gained a PhD opportunity back in the States at in a Washington University, if I'm not wrong, and she will be like researching on the on encouraging, let's say, on the cycling development for the city of Washington. I think she wants to compare how like the cycling situation in the States and also here in Europe, and maybe making like bridging between Washington and Nice, for example. These are like some of the opportunities. And
thank you, Arianna. All right. Well, this is already the time to end our webinar. I want to thank all of you for your participation. Natalia, Joanne, Arianna, thank you for sharing your experiences. I also want to thank you, the attendees, for taking the time to join us and to ask questions. And as we are ending this session, I am reminding you that the deadline for application is June 15th, and that if you have any further questions before to apply, you can reach out to us by email, as our email address is on our website. Have a great day, everyone, and see you soon. Bye.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.